Boom, it is time to kick things off as we head into the weekend. One more work day and then you're there. What are your plans? We'd love to know. Good morning to you. I'm your host, Monica Adams, the show again, The Real Monica Adams Show, and we're thrilled to have you along with us. Again, if you got some big plans, let us know what those are. Maybe you'll let us get out there with you and join you. I've got something planned on Sunday that I already know a handful of you are coming to because you're booked for it. Others, you might go, oh my gosh, I want to come and join you as well. We've got an opportunity for you to win a $100 gift card, maybe a basket, and I'll tell you all about that coming up in just a bit. We want to get you ready for the weekend also, weather-wise. We'll get you all up to date on news that we feel you might want to talk about, news you can use, we call it. And then it's a Foodie Friday. It's going to be a fun one. Chef Ed Richardson from Roth LIving will join us. Paella, do you even know what that is? And also sweet potato souffle. That is what we're going to make today in the Slyman Brothers Appliance Kitchen. So let's get to it. A lot planned for you. Let's find out what our friend Beckett is up to. It's a segment we call What the Weather.
Good evening from St. Louis, Missouri, and it is a beautiful one.
And there he is. Good morning, Beckett.
Good morning. How are you? It's been a really hot week.
Oh my God. I was going to say, what have you done to get a reprieve from it? It's ridiculous.
Mainly stay in the air conditioning and the shade. Those two things.
Those are smart things that we all need to do. That, or I was in the pool yesterday with Michelle for a long, long time, which was nice. And I think that's the kind of things that we need. So we're talking about trying to get a break from this or some rain. Our grass is so crispy and crunchy. It's disgusting. That we need some rain again, even though everybody was complaining about too much rain. So we'll talk about that. What are your plans for the weekend?
Yeah, so this weekend we're going to be heading back to the cottage and just doing fun stuff there, relaxing, and it'll be a little less hot, so hopefully more outdoor time.
Oh, well, good. He just gave us a spoiler. It's going to be a little less hot. I told him I was seeing some pictures. It looks like so much fun. You've got a lot of people that are around your age that also parents have cottages in that area, right?
Yeah, it is really fun. A lot of kids my age come there as well, so it's fun.
I love it. Okay. Again, this is Beckett Moore. We want to make sure that you know where to follow him. Again, X or YouTube. That's where he is, again, most active. And there is where you can find him at More Weather Official. All right, Beckett, we're going to let you do your thing. Take it away.
All right, so looking at the current conditions right now here in St. Louis, we got a temperature of around 80 degrees there at 79. Sunny skies at dew point at 70, so it is still pretty warm, pretty muggy this morning. Sunrise this morning was at 5:38, and our sunset tonight will be at 8:30. So the bus stop forecast for today, hold on. I think my graphics just went out here for a second.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? It always happens. In fact, the funny thing is coming up in the news you can use. I'm going to talk about the, Microsoft. People who loved Microsoft, they would get the blue screen of death, and now it's no longer blue.
Yeah.
That's the first time that's ever happened to us.
That is the first time here.
You're like, gosh, dang it! That's what you got to love live TV. This is getting him ready because you'd have to do the dance and go, guys, where's my slides? Everything's messed up.
Yeah, I might have to send them over to you, but
well,
yeah,
you know, you can just tell us. You can, if you know, obviously you put it together. You know what we're going to experience the next several days.
Okay, so yeah, today we got around 80 degrees.
There it is.
There we go. Okay, it might go out again, but yeah,
Oh man,
I'm gonna have to definitely work on that. But
that's okay.
so today we got a high of around 92. Some afternoon showers today. Then as we head into tomorrow for your Saturday, it is going to be mostly sunny. For
There
your
you go.
oh, there we go. 93 for your high. Afternoon showers plus thunderstorms. Then Sunday and Monday we do have two rain chances. 60% chance of rain on Sunday. 60% chance of rain on Monday. But we, of course, are glad to have that happening because it's been a while since we've had some good rain around, and we could have even some thunderstorms for your Sunday, Monday. But that rain gets out of the way by Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with highs of around 90 degrees.
So see, I wanted that to happen to you. I jinxed you. That
Yeah,
needs to happen because then you have to figure out how do you get out of it.
exactly,
That's
exactly.
when the anchors and you all laugh together and you're like, all right, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
There you go. See, you just got to roll with it. Well, have a wonderful weekend and coming back on Monday. I was just looking at that intro we had for you. I think we need a new one because we hear you say good evening. I want a good morning one. So we're gonna work on that. I think maybe by Monday
All
I'm
right,
gonna see if Zach can give you a new one.
all right, sounds good.
Sound good? All right. Have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you on Monday.
You too.
All right, folks. Again, as I mentioned, Beckett Moore, be sure to follow him on his social pages, X, as well as YouTube. How you all doing, by the way? If you are just waking up, we are going to get into a Foodie Friday for you in just a bit. Feel free to say good morning to your community because they're all there for you. Julie was the first to say good morning. Jenny's on and taking care of you with all of the moderating. Julie Fabian's on. Diane, good morning to you. See, yeah, Julie said, way to go, Beckett. It's okay. That's what we have to just run through and take care of ourselves and always have somebody there to lift you up in case those things go wrong. In the news today, a St. Louis County animal shelter is asking for help now after 40 animals were rescued in one day. The St. Louis County Pet Adoption Center rescued these animals, and they're now asking you for help. In a release yesterday, the county shelter said that the St. Louis County Animal Services responded to a cruelty case that resulted in several dogs, large dogs, being rescued. This rescue included 2 pregnant dogs, which then they were able to give birth safely. By the end of the day, over 40 animals had gone through the intake for the shelter. That number includes the newborn puppies, 4 cats, and multiple dogs. The shelter's asking for help adopting or fostering these animals as the shelter is currently at capacity, as so many are. We'll be talking with Jessica from Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue in just a couple of weeks, and she always talks about how not only them, but every shelter is really maxed out. They are at capacity with 210 dogs at the St. Louis County Pet Adoption Center. So this call for help comes a day after a shelter in the Metro East asked for aid after their air conditioner broke, leaving 80 animals without means of temperature regulation and a heat wave. And we've been talking about taking care of those babies. But again, when the air conditioner goes out, then they're calling out for all of you. So if you can adopt, if you can't adopt, maybe you can foster and help them out in that way. So again, you might want to give them a call and say, hey, here I am for you, and I can help out in this way. Well, the Gateway Arch Park Foundation is eyeing a possible Illinois park in the future. Yeah, the iconic arch has stood over St. Louis, of course, for decades, but now the question is, could the park grounds eventually spread to Illinois? It's a possible goal. The plans could still be decades away, though, but the foundation's director says the hope is to eventually put some sort of adjacent park on the other side of the river. According to the St. Louis Business Journal, work with Illinois Congress members would have to be done to get that ball rolling. Right now, there are no plans in the works. So this is kind of in its infancy stages, but thought this was an interesting one that you might be like, hey, this is going to continue across the river. Again, could be a long time away, but we'll keep an eye on it for you. Well, is Lambert International Airport in this list? This is the list of the top busiest airports in the United States. The U.S. has some of the biggest and busiest airports, and Way.com compiled this list for us in accordance with the annual passenger traffic. It is not in the St. Louis area. Hartsfield, Jackson, Atlanta International Airport's on there. Dallas, you would probably go, oh, I bet you Dallas is on there. It is. Denver International, Chicago O'Hare International Airport, LAX, John F. Kennedy International, Charlotte Douglas, Harry Reid International, Orlando, yeah, I figured that, Orlando International Airport, and Miami International Airport. So no St. Louis. I think if you had to guess, you probably would have guessed a few of those. I for sure figured, like I said, that Dallas would be on there, figured we'd have one in New York and Chicago, so not too far away. Chicago made that list. Well, you heard me say it to Beckett probably that we had this coming up in the news. You're all familiar with the blue screen of death. That's what we've all called it, right? Well, now Windows is changing the color of the infamous blue screen of death. Nearly every Windows user has run into it, right? Now, after more than 40 years of being set against a very recognizable blue, the updated error message will soon be displayed across this black background. What do you think of it? I like the blue screen of death. Now we're going to call it the black screen of death. The changes to the notorious error screen come as part of broader efforts by Microsoft to improve the resiliency of the Windows operating system in the wake of last year's CrowdStrike incident. Remember that? It crashed millions of Windows machines worldwide. And the announcement on Wednesday said now it's easier than ever to navigate unexpected restarts and recover faster. So they're streamlining what users' experience will be looking like when encountering unexpected restarts that causes disruption. That means, again, a makeover to the infamous error screen. What do you think about that? You okay with that? I liked the blue. You know, I, of course, like blue. All right, in a couple of stories where we say rest in peace, Lalo Schifrin, he was the composer of the Mission Impossible theme. He died at the age of 93. And also Bill Moyers, the former White House press secretary turned acclaimed TV journalist, also passing away at the age of 91. You know, last week we just did a story about people that were kayaking and that this woman, remember this? I don't know if you heard it, maybe you weren't on that day, but there was this woman who got bit by an alligator, but she survived. Unfortunately, not the case in this story. An alligator attacked and killed a woman while she was canoeing with her husband. According to wildlife officials, the woman was at a lake. This was in Florida when the boat passed over the alligator. Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission officers could be seen patrolling Lake Kissimmee on Wednesday afternoon. On May 6th at around 4 p.m., wildlife officials said that this 61-year-old woman and her husband were canoeing on the lake at Tiger Creek. According to officials, the couple's 14-foot canoe was traveling in just 2.5 feet of water. They passed over a large alligator. That caused the alligator to thrash, ultimately tipping the canoe over and sending the couple into the water. She ended up on top of the alligator in the water and was bitten. Her husband attempted to intervene, but was unsuccessful. The couple, again, passing away. The woman's body was eventually spotted on Tuesday by a helicopter, later recovered by wildlife officers. Isn't this horrible? I mean, you're just going out to go canoeing with your husband, expecting to have a wonderful day out, and then this happens. But it always scares me. I mean, you hear more and more of these things happening in the Florida area. I would not go out in any kind of lakes in Florida. That's just me. And then this one, 5 men fined $51,000 for an illegal fishing bust. $51,000. Yeah, assistants had just dropped off a Massachusetts State environmental police officer when he noticed a 25-foot boat idling near the dock, and he thought it was kind of suspicious. He said they asked him for fuel, but their engine was still running. When authorities opened the coolers on the boat, they found illegally caught fish. They said, we were shocked to see how many fish were actually in those coolers. Look at all of them. And they were counted out one at a time. There were 1,000 fish in there. They included undersized black sea bass and other fish. So pretty, they said, so pretty much if it bit the hook, they took it. The 5 men had no license, no permit, no right to be fishing in the Westport waters. Again, their civil fines, $51,000. Not worth it, guys. I can't believe the Cardinals were shut out again. The final yesterday was 3-0. The Cubbies took 2, the Cardinals took 2. And now the Cardinals are leaving St. Louis and will be taking on the Guardians tonight, 6:10, same 2 teams tomorrow at 3:10. And then let's get you caught up on what's going on nationally. National Sunglasses Day. We need them, right? Because we're talking about all the sun and hot days ahead still. National Onion Day. Well, they also say my mom says you put sunglasses on when you cut the onions and it won't make you cry. I don't know. National Ice Cream Cake Day. It is National PTSD Awareness Day, National HIV Testing Day, and National Orange Blossom Day. There you go. You're all up to date in what we think might be news you want to talk about, news you can use. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Kathleen. Good morning to all of you. Julie says, how horrifying. Again, that alligator attack. I know, right? Poor husband. He's going in to try to help. And then, it's just a horrific story for sure. Just crazy. It's some of those, holy cow, I can't believe that stories are in the news. But you're all up to date now. Okay, we're going to have some fun. We're going to go into the kitchen. We're going to cook. Do you even know what a paella is? Because my team was all like, what? What's that? Have you ever had paella before? We're going to find out how to make the best one with Chef Ed Richardson. We're also going to make a little sweet potato souffle that I originally thought, it's just a side dish to the paella. It's actually a dessert. So that fun is coming up for you.
Carroll House is now the contemporary furniture design center.
We now have the largest selection of the latest ultra-modern furniture.
Sleek European designs, unique metals, bold lacquers, plush fabrics, and retro styles.
Modern furnishings with exclusive collections only at Carroll House.
Plus free financing, free delivery and setup, and free in-home design.
Visit the St. Louis Center for Contemporary Design inside our 3.5-acre showrooms at Carroll House.
Because you like nice things.
When you want to feel good, you work out at Crunch. You don't go here, because here feels bad. But here we help you feel good, feel strong, feel rejuvenated.
Join Crunch Fitness today.
Well, hello and welcome to another edition of Foodie Friday. Now, we're going to get a master class at Slyman Brothers Appliances in West County. I have Chef Ed Richardson with me. So we're going to tell all about Roth LIving, the collaboration with Slyman, and you are going to finally teach me what the heck these things can do.
Yeah, we're going to get into it a little bit.
So Chef Ed, I was actually talking with him and I said, it's kind of like you have a car, right? And then you turn that car back in, either to a new person that is buying it or you turn it into the dealer and suddenly they start doing all this stuff and you go, my car did that?
Air conditioning seats, right?
Yeah, right? Oh, it's got massage seats. What the
Right.
heck? So we are going to drive all of these appliances today. I've been talking about the induction stove, but I've just had like beginner classes. So you're going to go full blown into all of this for us. We're going to tell them what we're making. But before we do that, give me a little background on you.
So yeah, I've been a chef for about 15 years. I've worked in various different places. I've done a pretty long stint in some country clubs here in St. Louis. Kind of the everyday bustle of just cooking in clubs and restaurants kind of get to you. I made a transition into appliances, doing cooking demos, kind of talking about the appliances. It makes it a little bit easier when you've had cooking experience to really get into, and you can get into the nooks and crannies of all the appliances.
Right.
So I started working at Roth LIving. It's a Sub-Zero Wolf Cove showroom.
Okay.
We're the distributor for Sub-Zero Wolf and Cove. So our dealers, like today at Slyman Brothers, they do all of the dealing. We go in and to more specialized, kind of get all of that storm out of your head when trying to redo your kitchen and really get into our appliances with you. I do some cooking demos. There's pre-purchase, there's post-purchase, because like you said, when you get that new car, you don't know what you're doing. Same with appliances. We have post-purchase things at our showroom where we get into use and care. Cleaning, that's a big thing.
Yes.
If you don't know how to clean it, you're working with a dirty oven, you're upset, you're not maybe not be using you might just always use 350 bake, but there's convection, there's all kinds of things in the oven. So we're going to get into a little bit about the induction.
Right.
We're also got the steam oven, one of my favorite appliances.
They've had a steam oven here the entire time, and I was like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing with that. So we're going to wait till Chef Ed comes on with us, and then he's going to show us. You mentioned Sub-Zero, Wolf, Cove. Why are those the true industry standards?
Sub-Zero Wolf Cove, it started off with Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero is really the leader in the industry in in-home built-in refrigeration.
Okay.
Actually, we're celebrating 80 years this year.
60 years with Slyman, 80 years, holy cow.
Family-owned company.
Wow.
Still family-owned. That takes out a lot of the loopholes when you get into tariffs and stuff like that. The family can absorb some of that, maybe not reflect that on their customers.
Okay.
Still family-owned, Madison, Wisconsin, so assembled here in the United States.
Beautiful.
And really what the founder had came up with, Sub-Zero was the first line. Sub-Zero refrigeration, then Wolf. They brought in Wolf and Cove. So it's a tri-branded company, all the same company.
Right.
Customer service is the forefront of the company.
Love it.
Really thinking about the customer. Everything's tested to last 20 years. But say something does happen, customer service has got to be your number one thing.
Absolutely.
You can't just talk to somebody and not be able to get to it. So customer service, proven reliability, and just the power of bringing a commercial-ish style kitchen into your own kitchen is really what you need.
Because
we
we all want to try to act like we can be a chef. And then we learn more and more and more. But a lot of it is, what do we have to use? So again, if you're just tuning in, it's a Foodie Friday at Slyman Brothers Appliances in West County. We're talking about these appliances and what they can do for you when, again, you're cooking. You talked about Roth LIving. How long have you been with Roth?
I've been there about 4 years.
Okay.
Made the transfer and it gives me more of a day-to-day 9 to 5, a little bit longer. Not, it's a chef. You're not always 9 to 5, but it gives me more of a be able to actually get in and kind of teach people and help people out.
Yeah.
In the culinary industry, as a chef, an executive chef, you are going to be mentoring people through.
Absolutely.
I would say after COVID, it got a little bit harder. It was harder to get people to work,
In
all
person,
that stuff.
Yep.
Made that transfer over, and I've been able to do the cooking like I still like to do, but also interact with people, get you out of that maybe 70, 80-hour work week where you're, be a little bit more with the family, play with the dog, stuff like that. So a little bit more home life balance, which is great for your mental health. That's a big thing. Cooking, food, all that mental health is something that you're going to want. So, but I still get to do what I love.
I love that.
It's a nice thing. Great company, Roth LIving. We're actually
where are you
65
located?
Years as well is our anniversary this year.
Where's Roth? Where's
on
the
Clayton
showroom?
Road, 7800 Clayton Road, right there, Richmond Heights, Clayton. We have that showroom there that you can come in, see all of our Sub-Zero Wolf products. You can get in. We also, if you go to Roth LIving, our website, we have a bunch of recipes on there as well. I think we got 75, 80 recipes on there. That's all over Sub-Zero Wolf Cove appliances. Also, there's little virtuals and stuff like that. Especially if you have Sub-Zero Wolf already, it's going to be a great place where you can utilize that, get in, and some use and care and everything right on our website.
Use, care, and then you can figure out, oh my gosh, I didn't know that these things could do all this. We're going to show you some of that today, that if you have these appliances, maybe you just got them, or you've been thinking about it, that's the other thing. Come into Slyman, look around. They're so kind here. They'll say, okay, maybe this is for you. Maybe it's gas that's for you. Maybe it's electric. Maybe it's a steam oven. But they'll guide you through, and then you get a chance to bring that home. Chef Ed is going to teach us today what? What are we going to be making?
So today we're going to making some gluten-free sweet potato souffles.
Oh, I love that you're doing gluten-free.
Souffles, a nice thing. Sweet potatoes, you don't just have to do that casserole.
Right.
You don't have to just do a big sweet potato.
Nope.
We'll show you something a little bit different today. Maple syrup, a little bit of added sugar, but nothing crazy. You already got that sweet from the sweet potato.
Okay.
It's going to be a nice little dessert. And then we're going to do a little seafood paella on our induction. It's going to show off this induction. Also going to show off our steam oven, so we'll talk about that when we get into it. It's going to be a nice little dish, all in one pan. I don't know about you, but at home, dishes are one thing that...
Yes, I don't want to do dishes after I've cooked.
I mean, the Cove dishwasher, great dishwasher, gets it all done. But if you fill it up, then you're washing by hand.
This is true.
One pan's gonna do that for us, and we're gonna be able to get that done.
A one-pan recipe. Oh my gosh, you gotta love this. Okay, so for those who do not know anything about paella, tell them what it is.
So paella, the dish gets its name actually from the pan. So this pan right here is a paella pan, and that's really where it comes from. Traditional paella, it's really, you can add anything to it. We're doing seafood. We're gonna have some chicken in there. I would say when that dish first started off, it was anything that you could find. If you were close to the coast, you may do a little bit of rabbit and clam and shrimp.
Interesting.
I think chicken, shrimp, clam, mussels are probably good for Midwest here. So. Yes. It's really just a nice dish. We got a little bit of saffron. Rice soaks up all those nice liquids. It's going to be the vessel for all that flavor to your taste buds. So It's going to be a nice dish along with the sweet potato. Sweet potato is still native kind of in that region as well. So those two things are going to work great together. So
we're going to fill them up.
Let's talk a little bit about this induction.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about what this induction can do. We're going to start making our dishes, and then we're going to let the team taste it, because that's truly, I'm telling you, Chef, that's why they come
here. It doesn't taste good.
It's my fault. All right, Foodie Friday from Slyman Brothers Appliances in West County with Chef Ed and myself. We will return.
When you want to feel good, you work out at Crunch. You don't go here, because here feels bad. But here we help you feel good, feel strong, feel rejuvenated.
Join Crunch Fitness today.
Welcome back on a Foodie Friday. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm your host, Monica Adams, Chef Ed Richardson. Again, we're talking about the appliances today. You've been seeing a lot of our Foodie Fridays, but now we're going to get really into what they can do. We just set up what we're going to make, sweet potato souffle and a paella. And I can't wait to taste this because it smells amazing. All these, the behind the scenes people, they're like, that smells incredible. What are we cooking? So let's start with the induction side. For those that have never used induction, why do you think more and more people should open their minds to induction?
So induction here, it looks like your electric cooktop that you may have had that you didn't like using. You weren't getting anything to a boil very quick. You're like, man, I just wish I could have gas in my house. Well, the induction is a equal alternative to that gas. It may look like that electric cooktop. It's a nice ceramic coated, so it's a scratch resistant, shatter resistant top. But it's going to have that power that you need, that you want with gas. It's going to have the power because what it does is your pan becomes the cooking element. You do have to have some ferrous metals in your pan. So a nice high quality pan, a nice heavy pan, cast iron's going to work great. That iron's going to really connect to it. What it does is it puts the energy into the pan. So it excites the molecules, that iron into the pan.
It's exciting the molecules.
Creates that friction within the pan. And that becomes instant heat. So on here, you can see I have this some sweet potatoes going with a little bit of cream. I'm going to be able to turn this up. It's going to be instantly reactive. It's going to go ahead and start to boil right away.
It did. It literally took a second.
One thing with that, you can get water up to a boil in about 35, 40 seconds from just tap water. But you can see, unlike gas or anything else, I'm putting my hand right next to this pan. Now, does the top get hot? It only gets hot because your pan is hot and it's sitting on top of it.
That we've shown that if we remove that and this is also for families that have young kids.
Absolutely.
That they can,
Put your hand right next to it. Now, underneath that pan, it's been cooking for a while. It's going to get hot. Now, the way that this works as well is it's not going to be red hot. So I know I've been cooking for a while, but like you said, a cat runs across. It's going to notice that it's warm, but it's not going to burn its foot. Anything like that. You can also
Chef Ed, I'm sorry.
Gotta
always show my goofy side.
You can also we have a few different sizes. You can get it in ranges with your oven underneath or a cooktop. So you're not limited to just a range where you can't have your cabinets underneath. And they're going to have the same functionality. There's a bridge feature where you can take two burners and you can set your griddle on there and connect it. And then you're going to be able to have one big burner. So you're not losing that bridge capability where you might want to put your cast iron griddle on your gas cooktop. You're going to be able to use all of that. Now, induction's been around for a long time.
I asked him that, and I was like, why does it feel like induction is new? It maybe for people that have been in manufacturing or they've been in restaurants, et cetera. I have a lot of chefs that have said, oh yeah, we have this and we love this. But from the home chef, are we just starting to kind of feel it?
I would say, probably a lot of modules you might have seen before that have been used on buffet pieces. You go to a buffet, you see someone flipping an omelet. Looks like they're using something electric. Most likely they're using induction. Now, a lot of it's coming in recently because they're outlawing gas in a lot of areas, the high rises in New York, maybe San Francisco, where they just don't want all that gas in there because you got thousands of people living in the same building. You're going to go with something a little bit more efficient. You're not going to have that open flame. Another thing is, if you have a smaller kitchen, it works great because you're not getting that heat. That heat's not coming off into your kitchen. You're not getting any of that residual heat heating up your house. So it's a little bit more efficient that way. You're not going to lose anything. I have just butter sitting here on the warm setting. It's been sitting on here for about 15 minutes. It's not browning. So you have a melt feature where you can keep it down on really low. And you have a boost feature where you can really get that up to a high, quick boil. So the induction is going to be great for that. You're going to have timers on each burner. So you're going to be able to set a timer to where you have, you got some rice on here. Induction rice works great on induction. You can turn it on right at that medium level, cover it up, set your timer, and then you're going to be able to come back in your 20 minutes and you're going to have a nice rice. Almost make it like a rice cooker right on your cooktop here.
simplifying things for your life, because again, we're all in such a busy go. So again, if you're just tuning in, we are at Slyman Brothers Appliances in West County doing our Foodie Friday show. We brought in a chef, Chef Ed Richardson. We gave a little background on him with Roth LIving, showcasing again some of the appliances today. So we're using Wolf. We're going to do the induction, a steam, which we have not done, oven, and then we're going to show you the paella. We're going to give you the recipes as well, the paella as well as the sweet potato souffle. So all right, I want you to put me to work.
All right, so we're going to start off just a little bit about this sweet potato souffle. So we've had some sweet potatoes, about 3 cups of sweet potatoes and a couple cups of cream, just simmering. We're going to have to puree this.
Okay.
So I have a little hand blender behind us.
Okay.
Now this is going to be hot, so we're gonna take it easy.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and, if you want, would you like to do this?
Oh no, he's putting a tool in my hand.
All right, just keep it down in there. We're going to blend this all together.
What am I using?
So you just have to hit these two buttons at the same time.
Oh, both of these at the same time?
Yeah, but put it down in there first.
Watch this.
I don't want it to get all over you.
It's going to get all over this thing. Wait. Come on. There we go.
It should blend pretty quick.
He doesn't have nails like women do. Tell me when I'm done.
That's probably good right there. We pretty much, it looks almost like a cheese sauce right now.
It does.
So I'll take this right here.
Okay.
You can just set it right over here for right now till we're done.
We're making a mess back here.
Oh yeah, sometimes you got to make a mess in the kitchen. I'm also going to start.
Smells yummy.
I'm also going to start these egg whites.
Okay.
So I have some egg whites we're going to whip.
We're going to do what?
We're going to whip them.
I thought you said lip.
No, not lip. Maybe later. When we eat those later, it might be a little bit
No
of
lip service here.
So these egg whites, we're going to incorporate air into them. We're also going to add a little bit of sugar into it. So about a 1/4 cup of sugar.
Okay.
This sugar is going to help stabilize the egg whites. And we're basically making a meringue.
Oh.
It's going to whip up. And this is what's going to give us our souffle. It's what's going to end up helping us get that height, that rise on the souffle. So that's going to go ahead and whip, probably going to let it whip for about a minute.
Okay.
It's going to get that air in there.
Do we need this?
Yep, we can bring that back over. We'll take a look at that in a second. One good thing about this, it is gluten-free.
My brother will love you for that. He has celiac really bad, has for like 25 years. And it used to be that he would never want to go out to eat because he always felt like, oh, I'm going to have to put these chefs out. Now I love the fact that you all cater to so many dietary restrictions.
Yeah, it helps out with everyone. And this is a really easy recipe. I just use 1-to-1 gluten-free flour that I would with regular flour.
Okay.
I got a little bit of butter going here. We're just going to add that right into our butter.
Okay.
So we're making a roux.
I've never made a roux.
A gluten-free roux. It's this butter is the flour is going to soak up this butter. And this is what's going to give it the structure. This is going to thicken up our puree right here.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to just stir that for a second, I'll take a look at the egg whites.
Okay. We're making roux at the Slyman Brothers Appliance Kitchen again in West County with Chef Ed. This is getting fancy. I hope you enjoy these. And by the way, if there is a chef or a restaurant that you would like for us to feature, just shoot me an email, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com, and let's make some fun things together.
So you can see we got these nice and whipped.
Yes.
We're going to use these here in a minute. So I'm going to set this right here.
Okay.
So now this is cooked here. We're going to head and if you'd mind grabbing me that whisk that's right over here.
You bet.
We're going to use this again. So we'll put that in our bowl.
Okay.
We're going to take our sweet potato puree and we're going to go ahead and add this right into our roux. Just add a little bit at a time. This is going to thicken up. It's thickening up real nicely. This is what's going to give us our structure to our sweet potato souffle.
Okay. Wow. That's thickening up crazy fast.
The gluten-free flour does give it a little
3 times fast.
Give you a little bit extra of thickening.
Okay.
So that is nice.
And the thing that we've talked about in the induction is also how quickly if it's boiling, how quickly it goes down.
It instantly reacts.
Yeah.
You don't have that heat underneath that's going to keep it hot. So when you go down, it's instantly reacting.
It's crazy.
Boiling water, if you go up and down, you'll see the bubbles get bigger and smaller instantly.
It's like magic. Okay.
So this is nice and hot. We're just going to get a little bit of air in there, kind of cool it down quickly because we're going to add our egg yolks. So those egg whites, we're separated from our egg yolks.
Okay.
If you'd like to go ahead and we're going to pour them in one at a time right into our mixture here. Go ahead.
One, plop. Tell me when.
Go ahead, another one in there.
Okay, here's 2. We have 5 little guys. Uh-oh, these 2 are going to go together. They're twins.
That's all right. Once we got a couple in there, we're kind of good to go.
These are identical
We'll
twins
get
going
them all in there. So this is the structure and flavor
Okay.
of our souffle.
I've never made a souffle, so this
We're going
is
to add a little bit
fancy.
of maple syrup.
Maple syrup. So we have a little maple syrup, and we have also a little sugar, so a little sweet.
I added a little.
And sweet potato.
I added a little bit of maple syrup into the cream as well with the sweet potatoes. So just to kind of give it a little bit of sweetening. Because this is a dessert.
Right.
You don't usually think of sweet potatoes as a
When
dessert.
he first told me what we were making, I was like, oh, okay. And then when you said dessert, I was like, oh, this is a dessert. Sweet potato souffle. I don't think I've ever had in my life. And I wouldn't have known it was a dessert. But this would be what we would have after the paella. This is going to be, this is filling, right?
It's going to be,
Both?
it's going to be very airy. So the sweet potato is going to be very airy, sweet. So I did take, we can set this over here just so that we can, these are going to be our ramekins.
We're going to fill our ramekins. Uh-oh. Sorry.
It's all good. We'll just push this forward a little bit and pull it right back in. So our ramekins, what we're going to do is take our egg whites and we're going to fold these in.
Okay.
And this is what's going to give us some, it's going to make it real airy when we put it in. So we're going to do this in like a 3-step process. So I'll do the first step and then I'll kind of show you and then you can do the second and third step just to kind of get a hang of it.
Remember, if it goes wrong, it's all on me.
So you're just kind of folding it over on top of those egg whites.
Okay.
It's incorporating that air into our base.
Okay.
And the egg whites are what's going to give us that rise on our souffle.
Okay.
So we just kind of, the first step here, you don't really have to worry about it too much. You're starting the incorporation, but you don't want to worry about not mixing it.
Right.
Once we get to the second and third step, we're going to definitely be doing all the folding because you want to keep as much air in the base as possible.
So if somebody would not do that, what would happen to it? Would
It won't give
drop?
you the rise
in
the oven.
Okay.
So there's that. We'll go ahead and add another scoop.
Okay.
If you want to do a little bit of folding in there.
Okay. And then keep turning.
I'll switch spots with you.
Okay.
While you're doing that folding.
Yep.
Ramekins. So you're going to want to prepare your ramekins. So I have a little bit of butter, just room temperature butter, that I'm going to kind of work on the inside of the ramekin. You don't need a whole lot, just a little bit.
Shh.
If you do get any metal on the touchscreen part, it does make a noise because it's thinking it doesn't want you to put a hot pan on top of it.
Right.
So that's the only time that you really have to worry about that.
Do we do one more?
Yeah, go ahead and let's just add another nice big scoop.
A dollop?
Yep.
Just one?
Let's do another one, and then we'll probably be done for those.
Okay.
Then we're going to add to this ramekin that has butter on it a little bit of sugar.
Okay.
It's going to coat the sides of our ramekin. What the sugar is going to do is it's going to allow for our mixture to get rise. It's going to hold on to that sugar in the side of the ramekin. It's going to help it rise in the oven.
Okay. We good? Or more?
We're gonna mix this all the way till it's a one color pretty much.
One color. You want to do it?
Yeah, let me get in there. So.
Okay.
You can have a little bit, but.
There we go.
You can kind of see it's all starting to become one.
Yep.
A little bit of white isn't gonna hurt. That's just those egg whites.
Okay.
Then we're gonna go ahead and fill these ramekins and we're gonna get them into the oven. I do have an oven preheated, which we'll talk about here in a moment.
Okay.
Anytime you're using an oven, you're gonna wanna get it preheated unless your oven tells you not to.
Oh, chef, you made a mess. Good, I'm glad that he did it, not me.
It may tell you not to preheat on our Wolf ovens, and I'll kind of go into that when we get over to the oven. We have some gourmet modes. The gourmet modes, what they do is they pick a mode for you. We have multiple different modes in our oven. So you probably have heard of bake and broil.
Right.
We have convection. So our convection mode, actually there's 2 heating elements in the back of the oven with the fans. So it turns the fans on with the heating elements in the back of the oven. That's gonna allow you to get multi-rack cooking.
Okay.
When you have heat just coming from the bottom, it's hitting one pan and it's not making it up to the top. Even with those fans turned on, But when you have the heating elements coming from the back of the oven, you're going to allow you to do that multi-rack cooking. So with a Wolf oven, anytime you are cooking with convection, think about multi-rack.
Okay.
Three pans of cookies without moving them from top to bottom, spinning them around. There's also gourmet modes, because we do find that even with all of the modes, the convection, the broil, the bake, there's a convection roast mode, people still use 350 bake because they're scared of it.
Right. And it's also, they're going back to what they know.
Absolutely.
You just have to be taught. Again, that's what we're trying to do here for you today. If you're just tuning in, Chef Ed Richardson with Roth LIving, and there's this great partnership between Roth and Simon Brothers Appliances. We're talking about the appliances, what they can all do. If you haven't been in yet, go to one of their locations. Again, they are our sponsor behind these wonderful Foodie Fridays. All right. So we did preheat. What did we preheat the oven to?
So we have it right at 385, I believe, or did I do 390? 390.
Okay.
385, 390, something right in that area is going to be fine.
Okay.
We have our souffle dishes in.
Okay.
We do have it just on bake this time. The reason I'm just using bake is because I don't want that air to get that movement with the souffles.
Okay.
Because the souffles are very temperamental. They're going to rise. They're going to go in for about 25 minutes,
Okay.
and then we'll pull them out. In that time, we should be able to
make our paella.
So to get the paella going, we're just going to heat up our pan. This is going to heat up quite quick with this induction.
We've seen that.
Everything goes pretty quick with that. So with our paella, we have this one pan, all in one. Get rid of those dishes like we were saying.
What oil did you put in here?
There's just a little bit of olive oil in here.
Okay.
To get it heating up, and then it is going to heat up quick. Another thing with induction, you do have to kind of get used to it because it heats up. You've used it,
Yes,
heats up real quick. You can burn
fast.
things quickly. So you just start it off. I say we have that boost mode, which is on our induction cooktops. You can see we already have some smoke coming off of that olive oil.
Crazy how fast it goes.
We're going to go ahead and just add in our chicken.
What do
You can go ahead and get with the shrimp.
Shrimp. Where do you get your shrimp and all your proteins from?
So I actually got this all from just Whole Foods. I like to get a lot of stuff just from local grocery stores, or because we're cooking for the home cook.
Right.
This isn't we are doing restaurant kind of recipes, but I want anybody that can find the same ingredients in your local grocery stores and be able to make this as well. So,
but don't we all miss Bob's Seafood?
Oh, Bob's Seafood was the best. You'd walk in and get just about anything you could find.
Serious. I have to thank all the chefs in my career that introduced me to that. I was like, why did he close? Hate it. So chicken and shrimp.
We got chicken and shrimp going in. We're going to go ahead and add a little bit of onion and garlic while that's cooking. All in one pan. This onion and garlic, we're just sweating that off. We're not getting any color on it.
Okay. Everybody's sweating this week in St. Louis, including our chicken and shrimp.
Luckily, we have a very nice, cool showroom here that's helping us out. Now we have that sweating off a little bit. We're going to go ahead and add in this tomato paste.
Okay.
Our tomato paste we'll add in. You like to get this cooked a little bit. When it's cooking, it brings out the sweetness of the tomatoes with that tomato paste. So we'll just kind of stir that in.
See, I thought so. Right now, they all said, oh, it's smelling good. Okay, what's next?
We're going to go in with a little bit of the tomato puree.
Okay.
This is just canned tomato puree. You can also go in with a little bit of the white wine if you want to add that to it.
He would give me the wine. Just a little?
No, go ahead with all of it.
All the wine.
We're going to add that wine to it. With that wine will help a little bit deglaze from the bottom of the pan. Anything that's sticking on the bottom, you're going to be able to get that off of there.
What kind of wine is this?
I knew I should have brought the whole bottle. No, it's just a little bit of Chablis, just a little bit of cooking wine, nothing too much there.
What wine would you pair with this, by the way?
A nice Chardonnay, any white wine's going to work great with it. Seafood,
I would love a
nice round bar, just a glass of Chardonnay, something
bar,
like that. We're going to go ahead and go in with our rice next.
Okay. And what kind of rice are we using?
This is very similar to a Borio rice that you would use for your risottos. It doesn't give off any of that in the rice. I also have a few threads of saffron.
Okay.
That saffron will give us a nice color, give us a nice flavor.
Looks beautiful.
Then we're going to go ahead and add in our crab and you can go ahead and grab, we have some clams and some mussels.
He gave me the wine and the mussels.
One good thing about this is usually when you're making a paella, you're going to cover it at this point. Add your stock and you're going to cover it and let that kind of simmer on your cooktop or on your range in your oven, whatever you'd like to do. With this one, it's going to be a little different. We're going to go into the steam oven. We are going to add the stock to it, but we're going to add the stock when it gets up in the steam oven. We'll go ahead and bring this over to the steam oven.
Okay.
If you'd like to go ahead and open that up.
All right.
Luckily with our oven, you can pull this right out. Got extending racks.
Okay.
And we can add in our chicken stock.
Okay. I have never seen a steam oven before. This is fascinating to me.
So these mussels will cook in here. Steam oven's great for cooking rice because it adds that moisture in.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and go in. So I'll talk a little bit about the steam oven if you'd like.
Yes, please.
So the steam oven isn't just steam. So it does have steam. If I go in on the steam, you're going to have steam between 86 degrees and 210 degrees.
Okay.
You do have a water reservoir. So when I open this up or say it's empty, this water reservoir will give you 80 to 120 minutes of steam at that full temperature, 210 degrees. People may ask, 85 degrees, we use steaming at 86 degrees. You can use it to thaw things as well. That's about the same as tap water.
Okay.
So you have got a full turkey thawed out in about 3 hours in a steam oven. Still cold in the middle, but enough where you could work it, get it trussed, and use that turkey. So you have steam, you have regular convection. So it's a regular convection oven up to 445 degrees, just like your regular oven. A convection humid mode. What that does is just like a regular convection oven, but it seals the cavity.
Okay.
So where say you had a pot roast or lasagna you usually cover, you could put that in there and not have to cover it because it holds all the moisture in the oven.
Fascinating.
Then there's a convection steam.
Okay.
Convection steam is what I'm going to use today.
Okay.
You can steam a little bit higher than that 210 degrees, that boiling point of water, and that's going to superheat steam. It actually can promote crispiness at high temperatures.
Okay.
Because that steam transfers heat about 25% faster than just your dry cooking. So it'll speed up that cooking process, but help hold in moisture because when you're cooking, holding in moisture is holding in flavor.
Okay.
So we're gonna go ahead and do convection steam. We're gonna go to 275 degrees. And we're gonna go ahead and set this. This is gonna take about 35, 40 minutes.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and get that shut. It's gonna enter that steam into the cavity, but it's also gonna be cooking at that high temperature. When we get done, we'll throw it on our induction and we'll crisp it a little bit on the bottom like that paella has.
Fancy.
Again, with the steam oven, you have multiple different modes on the gourmet, just because not a lot of people have cooked with steam, especially inside of an oven.
I would like for all of you to drop a comment and tell me if you've ever cooked with steam. Because I think in our minds, it's okay, what do we use this for? And it's just really getting introduced to it.
Another cool thing with it, it does have a temperature probe inside of the oven.
Okay.
You can plug that in. Say you wanted to cook a tenderloin. It's something you don't want to mess up, especially with beef prices these days.
Nope.
There's a slow roast mode where you can set your in time.
Okay.
Say you want it to cook for 2 hours and you want it to be at 135 degrees, medium rare. That oven will start at a high temperature. Say this is the tenderloin with the temperature probe in it. The oven will start at a high temperature and slowly fall in temperature as the internal temperature of the meat to where it evens out at 135 degrees to where you can't overcook it.
Okay.
It'll be done when you want it done, and then it goes into a holding oven to where, say you wanted it done at 5 o'clock, you got people coming over for dinner, but the bottle of wine wasn't quite done yet. It's right in between that bottle where you haven't opened up another one yet. You can go ahead and wait 15 minutes. It's going to come out the same way it did. It really takes your mind off of it. If you can take your mind off of something cooking, you can prepare more side dishes without worried about the main thing going bad.
Because you know that is the biggest stress point of everyone. Did I time this out properly? Oh my gosh, people are showing up. Is this ready to go, etc. So you're making life easier for the home cook.
The easier it can be, the better, because like you said, you don't want to have your mind all over, especially when you're having a bunch of people over. You want to enjoy yourself.
Yes.
You don't want it to be a chore to have people over. This helps out the steam if you've got any kind of sous vide cooking as well. Sous vide cooking is just keeping it under that constant temperature where usually you'll pull out a big water circulator and you'll have to circulate it. The steam oven does that. Okay. You can do it with steam and convection. So that's taking another thing off your counter into the steam oven that you don't have to pull out and take up space, because space in the kitchen is also one of those things that you can never have enough. It just seems like you could have the biggest kitchen, all of a sudden it's full of things.
I've used it all. I need more, honey. Okay, by the magic of television, we're going to have a paella done for us.
We are.
Already in the steam.
We're gonna get that done in just a second here. So
again, if you've just tuned in, it's our Foodie Friday, and we've been visiting with Chef Ed Richardson, Slyman Brothers Appliances. We give you all the information of where you can find them. Go to a location that is near you, and then we're talking also about Roth LIving and the partnerships again that they've done together. So what we've discussed today is the induction, the steam oven. You find the appliance that makes the most sense for you. Wolf, Sub-Zero, Cove, that's what we've been recommending. We're going to take a break. When we come back again, the paella, the sweet potato souffle, any questions that you have, feel free to drop them in and we'll make sure that you know where to find all of this. Don't go anywhere.
Carroll House Furniture homes look the best because of our free design service. Our designers please your taste.
Let's reimagine your room with 50 brand name choices.
We'll create a 3D design with a 360 view for your room.
Free design services are just the beginning. Free 0% financing, fast free delivery and setup, and the guaranteed lowest prices in the country with no stipulations.
You'll get a perfect custom floor plan for your new dream room.
Carroll House Design, because you like nice things.
Welcome back. I can only say that I wish I could invite each and every one of you right here to smell how amazing it is. Where are we? We're at Slyman Brothers Appliances in West County in the Baldwin area on Manchester. We've been visiting with Chef Ed Richardson with Roth LIving, and we've been making a paella as well as a sweet potato souffle. So by the magic of television, even though this would originally take how long?
It would have took 35, 40 minutes. That rice really has to soak up all of that nice juice that with the wine and the tomato and that chicken stock. So it would have took a little bit longer, but
40 minutes went by fast.
We had one going. So we're going to go ahead and pull this out. You'll probably see a little bit of steam. Just take
I can get a facial.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I didn't have to go to the resort.
So we'll go ahead and pull this out.
Wow.
I'm going to wipe the bottom of it off. You might have had a little bit of residual steam. Okay. And with a paella, a lot of times you'll get that those crisps on the bottom.
Do you mean stop that?
No, you can leave it going. It's going to be fine.
Okay.
So what I like to do is then I'll throw it on here and I'll kind of turn it up. You'll kind of get a little bit of crisp on that rice on the pan. It gives you that nice crispiness, kind of like little burnt pieces that give you a lot of flavor on there.
Listen to it already.
You can see that.
Look at it. It's like seconds.
You gotta watch it because it'll quickly get away from you if you don't let that go.
This induction is crazy. We're on the induction stove, by the way, and we're using the steam oven.
Then I kind of like to top it off. You get a little bit of parsley on there, a little bit of green,
parsley and olives.
A little bit of olives. Olives give you that saltiness. You don't have to add much salt to it because you're doing all that stuff from the sea. You got your shrimp.
Yep.
You have your
let it speak for itself, right?
Lemon, just that pure flavor is going to be great. You can leave this on your induction cooktop on warm, on your induction range, and you can just have people come over and take a little scoop out of it. You're going to have a nice paella there. You can see all of your mussels and clams have opened up.
Let me see your mussels.
They've opened up.
I am going to poll the team here. How many of you have had paella? Nope. Didn't think so. Yes? No. There we go. Only 1 of 5. I had a feeling. That's why I'm saying we had to tell you all about it. We are introducing them to so many things today.
And it's a really easy rice dish. I mean, I know I say that as a chef easy, but it was one.
But you did make it easy. One dish. Yeah.
You got everything in there. You can do this with gas. You can do it with induction. Really, any of your appliances is going to work with that. I've done this by a campfire. You just got one pan right over a campfire. You get that hot.
You're bougie.
All over that. Hey.
We got a bougie chef.
People like when I go camping with them.
I'm inviting you. Okay, and then we did a sweet potato souffle, which I just looked at.
Which are ready to come out. They're browning
amazing.
On top. They got a little bit of height on them there.
Wait till you guys see this. It's like a work of art.
It almost looks like a biscuit top there. These do fall quick, so this is something you want to serve quickly.
Okay. We're going to get this to the team.
You have your souffle. They have risen. You got a nice color on top. You can add a little drizzle of some maple syrup over there. And Another thing I like to add to this, I have a little bit of Malden sea salt, just flaked sea salt.
Okay, I was going to ask you what the sea salt was for. Okay.
I'll add a little bit to this. You get the crispiness of the salt, crispiness of that caramelized sugar on the side. It's gluten-free. You got a nice rise out of there, nice color. You're going to have that crisp on top, but it's not over sweet. We didn't add much sugar to it. A lot of the sweetness, that natural sweetness of the sweet potato is going to work. If you don't like sweet potatoes, you can still try this. You're going to have that airy, eggy of a souffle. It's not going to taste like potato. I promise you that.
Or would there be something that you can switch it out for?
You could switch this out if you did this same recipe and you did the cream and you wanted to add chocolate to it, or if you wanted to, it's really a base recipe. So you could use that. You may have to, you just want to make sure that base that we added into the gluten-free flour roux that we made is nice and thick to where you can fold in that egg white, because if it's not thick enough, it'll get soupy and you just won't get that structure for the nice rise.
Okay. Again, a paella and sweet potato souffle. We're giving you the recipes for all of these. Once again, he is with Roth LIving. You mentioned it's on Clayton Road.
Up 7800 Clayton Road. We have a nice showroom with all Sub-Zero Wolf products. We don't sell anything there. We are strictly there for your information, just a showroom. So if you're thinking about redoing your kitchen, you're thinking Sub-Zero Wolf, or you just want to get more information, you can stop by.
And that easy. People always say, how can I find you on YouTube? Just search just like that on The Real Monica Adams. Well, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you would like those recipes, we can put them in the comments for you. We also have a little something that we want. We've got 45 of you on right now. Let's see where the majority of our people are watching. I think 14 of you right now on Facebook. We've got 25 of you on X. We've got 4 of you on Rumble, a couple of you on YouTube right now. It's not populating the other ones, LinkedIn and Instagram. Let me go over to Instagram and see if there's any questions. Charlie Tuna, well, how are you? Let's see. Julie Lally, Jenny's over there taking care of everybody. Chef Ed was watching his segment a little earlier. So yes, as you are on right now, we've got something for you to get interactive. Jenny put this up actually on my page yesterday on Instagram and on Facebook, but a lot of you may not have seen it yet. So here's what we're asking you as we plan for a lot of things in the future. What would you like to see more of on the show? And you can just type in A, B, C, D, E, just the letters alone. Would you like to see more mental health topics as we move forward and through the rest of the summer and into the fall? More style, confidence, more motivation and fitness style, exercises, things like that, like Workout Wednesdays, inspirational stories, like those stories of hope, entertainment, sports, things like that. So A, B, C, D, E. This show is all about you, and we want to make sure that you get what you want on the show. So just drop in now live, or if you are watching this later and I don't get a chance to talk with you, just drop in a letter for us. Also, I mentioned there's some fun stuff coming up this weekend, especially on Sunday. So if you didn't get a chance to get in for the 9 seats that are available during the actual live broadcast, that's okay. You can come on Sunday and get your nails done. Manicures, pedicures from Golden Nails. They're located in Fenton, 964 Brookwood Center. We're going to have a lot of fun. Manicures and pedicures. 9:30 is when we're going to do our broadcast and show you, if you haven't been in ever, or if you haven't been in a while, it's a brand new look. Look, if you have been in, it looks completely different, doesn't it? That's their new makeover they just did, Golden Nails. And they're giving a 10% discount, by the way, for those that get a manicure and pedicure together. So doing your bundle, if you want to try out somebody new, they are so good there. We'd love to see you Sunday, the broadcast again at 9:30. If you can't be there live, then watch and share with everybody and say, hey, here's a great new place or a great place, not brand new, but they've, like I said, have done the remodeling aspect. It's a wonderful place that you can introduce yourself to. And if you can't come in person, then watch live. And then, like I said, share that with your family and friends. It would behoove you, though, to come in person, because a $100 gift card is being given away. And then also to those 9 people that were lucky enough to make their early appointments, they are going to be entered in to win a really cool basket that they put together. So good luck to those of you that are going to have your manicures and pedicures on Sunday. Again, we're going to call that National Besties Day, Besties and Nails. So again, now if you can, with a handful of you, the 45 of you that are on, if you can drop in for us, and then you can also, if you miss out, you can comment on the Facebook page what you want to see more of. Again, all you have to do is give us a letter, A, B, C, D, E. Otherwise, we're just going to keep going along and giving you what we've been giving, but we'd like to know what you would want more of. Again, more of, and then or if it's not on that list, you can tell us some things you would like for us to put into that. All right, we're going to put a little faith in. We're going to do the Jesus Calling book. And if there's anything going on this weekend you want to tell your community about, let us know. It's going to be a hot one this weekend and finally starting to taper off a little bit. But yeah, we were in our pool yesterday. It was so much fun. If you don't have one, but you've been thinking about maybe pulling the trigger and having a pool built in your backyard, well, I want you to call our friends at Just Pools. They are one of our incredible sponsors. And again, we couldn't do this show without them. So Just Pools is located in Arnold on the West Outer Road. If you haven't been there, why don't you just go in and talk to them and say, hey, what would it be like for us to finally have one? I'm thinking after this summer and how hot it is, that you will probably start thinking, all right, I think next summer we need to have one of those. In ground, above ground, you want a spa, they have those as well. Just Pools, the pool and spa specialist, located again on the West Outer Road in Arnold. Give them a call and also take advantage of the 10% off they're doing with the Clear Results chemicals, as well as all the fun toys, etc. 636-464-7110. Thank you, Madonna and the team at Just Pools, and to all of our sponsors. By the way, if you would like to become a sponsor, you want to be a part of our show, and we've got a brand new one that we're going to announce on Monday. Cannot wait to break the news to one person in particular. It's very exciting of what's coming up on Monday. So we'll be talking with Mike Vernacci. He is our guest coming up on Monday, by the way. So you don't want to miss it. His story, first of all, is amazing. And then the announcement about him joining our show is what I'm really excited about as well. All right. So Jesus Calling. And we've got people who always ask the devotional books. We've got 100 Days to Freedom when I'm on set. We have Jesus Calling, Jesus Listens. And then we also started a new one called Fashioned by God, which again, I want to thank our friend Jennifer from J. Bloom for giving us. Okay, so this one, Jesus Calling. Rest with me a while. You've journeyed up a steep, rugged path in recent days. The way ahead is shrouded in uncertainty. Look neither behind you nor before you. Instead, focus your attention on me, your constant companion. Trust that I will equip you fully for whatever awaits you on your journey. I designed time to be a protection for you. You couldn't bear to see all your life at once. Though I am unlimited by time, it is in the present moment that I meet you. Refresh yourself in my company, breathing deep thoughts of my presence. The highest level of trust is to enjoy me moment by moment. I am with you, watching over you wherever you go. And some of that's pulled from Matthew 11, verse 28, Psalm 143, verse 8, and Genesis 28, verse 15, for those of you that want to go a little more in depth. Well, I hope you are going to have an incredible week. And again, please take care of yourself. Stay cool. Take care of your elderly. Take care of your kids. Take care of the furry kids. Julia just said, I love Slyman Brothers Appliances in West County. They were wonderful when we remodeled our kitchen. Well, what a wonderful thing to say. We'll be sure to pass that along to them. Everybody, I hope you have a beautiful, truly fabulous weekend. Again, take care of yourself. And then we will see you Monday morning with the big surprise of a brand new sponsor. And I can't wait for you to hear his story of overcoming, all these inspirational stories. So for me, I would pick more inspirational stories. And then I love entertainment. I love doing workout stuff. Love the cooking shows, by the way. Those are all things that we want to know. There's now 57 of you on. I always hate getting off when there's more and more and more people coming on. I guess that would be another question. Would you like the show to be a little later? Or do you like it to go on beyond an hour? Now we're getting 60 of you on. It's nuts. I'm thinking maybe we should do 7:30 to 8:30 instead of 7 to 8. Again, all these questions. So we're going to put all this together. I think I'd love to do a focus group to say, what time is best for you? I used to do like 6:30 to 7:30, 6:30 to 8. I also used to come on later in the afternoon when we first started. So you let us know. You feel free to drop in comments later and just say, hey, I'm watching later, or I was doing a number of things I couldn't respond to you while you were asking. Tell me what you would like more of. What would you like more of, and the timing of the show, because we want it to be the best for you and all your family. But the biggest thing is, thank you so much for waking up with us every morning and continuing to be here. So thank you, and thank our sponsors, because without all of that, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. Have a beautiful weekend. Monday morning, Mike Vernacci, can't wait to have him on as our guest and introduce you to him, one of our brand new sponsors. It's going to be an exciting thing. We'll tell you who he's with, and we got one person in particular we can't wait to surprise. Have a blessed one, and remember to be kind.